What is up, fellas? Welcome back to Loadout EDC. We've got the Nitecore EDC29. This is 8,000 lumens max, 420 meters of throw, 44,000 candela, and 190 hours of max runtime. This is a great flashlight by Nitecore, although this is not my favorite, and I'll tell you why. So I got the Nitecore EDC29. Now, I love the Nitecore EDC37 for some reasons, but the 29 specifically calls my name because it is so pocketable and versatile. This has the capabilities of dominating the night. Super bright at 6,500 lumens and 400 meters of throw. Not much different from the EDC37 if you think about it, at 8,000 lumens and 420 meters of throw. Really not a noticeable difference. And for the size, yeah, it's a little bit taller in the 29 than the 37, but this one's thicker and heavier. Now you are gonna get a little bit more runtime, and by a little bit, I mean a lot of it. 190 hours of runtime from the 37 and only 61 hours of runtime from the 29. If you're like me, you charge them often, it's not that big of a deal. So let's stop talking about the 29 because this isn't what it's about. It's about the 37. The 37, first off, what I wanna talk about is who this light's for. This isn't for someone who's going to be carrying it in their pockets every day. Maybe if you do have some tactical pants, you do want to carry something like this, or you do really need that search type of flashlight. For me, I don't need a flashlight like this all the time. I almost never need a flashlight that's like this, but it is nice to have. There are times where it can come useful. It's definitely more powerful than just shining your headlights with your brights on your car. This does put out a lot of power. And the reason why is because it has this technology here, this lumen shield technology. It has the inner LEDs. You see one here and one on this side. And then you have the outer LEDs that give it that flood. So we have the search or the spotty flashlight. And then we have the lumen shield, which floods it all out. And it is crazy. I'll show you some beam shots. And honestly, it's very similar to the 29. That's why I don't want to talk about the 29 too much, but they are really close. And I've tried putting them side by side, and there's not that big of a difference. You don't really notice that big of a difference in the brightness, in the candela, the intensity, or even the beam shape. The beam shape is very similar to the 29. So that's why it really doesn't make too much sense for me to make that big upgrade, but I can see why you would want to use this. If you're in law enforcement, if you're an outdoor enthusiast, you're outside at night a lot, you are some sort of ranger, park ranger, whatever. There's a lot of occupations that I can see this being useful for, but for me, I don't need that much power. I just really don't need that much power. So there's not a big enough difference for me to justify carrying this thing every day. I could carry the EDC29 with the right set of clothes pretty much every day. I don't because I don't need it. I really don't need that. The other thing is it does have a very long lasting turbo, although it gets super hot. Like this thing is like too hot to the touch. While the 29, it doesn't get like that. So it does have a longer runtime, but for some reason it gets ridiculously hot. I shouldn't say for some reason. I know why it gets hot, but like compared to the 29, I feel like it gets way hotter than the 29. Another thing, it has 18 watt super fast charging, 2 hours to fully charge this thing to the max, 100%. It also has two 18650s built in. They are not removable, so that's unfortunate, but there are 18650 batteries built into the flashlight. Also, this is IP54 rated. Means it's fairly water resistant and fairly dust resistant. Not super crazy, but it can handle it to an extent. Don't be going spraying a pressure washer at this or throwing it in your pool. It is also 2 meters drop resistant. It has a tough pocket clip, just like the rest of the Nitecore EDC series. It's got the same kind of pocket clip. Very nice rugged design, feels like a tank. For the price, I honestly wish this could compare more to the Loop Gear SK05, but it does not. Really, its capabilities are you turn it on, you put it through its brightness levels. I shouldn't be pointing this at the camera. You put it through all its brightness levels. It does its thing. That's its spotlight mode. And then it also has the turbo and then the lumen shield. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it has its usual strobe mode, but there's really not much else to it. It's advanced technology. I'll give it to them. It's definitely advanced technology, but for the price, I really wish it had flood and spot separate. It kind of just has them together. You can get spot or you can get flood and spot, but I want to be able to pick between a flood and a spot. The EDC27 is a perfect example of flood. It's a very nice even spill. So maybe if they would have divvied this out and just put flood in one side and spot in the other, that might have been kind of nice. I probably would have liked that maybe a little bit more. I don't know. I'd have to see them side by side. Maybe they make another series that's similar to this. That is maybe the EDC29. I don't know. I'm just making things up, so don't quote me on anything. The lockout mode is huge for me. I need there to be a lockout mode because of the way these buttons are laid out. I sometimes accidentally press them, especially in a pocket, a backpack, whatever it is. Need that lockout mode. So slide up, you're in lockout mode, slide it towards the light is how I always think. If you go towards the direction that the light is going, that is now unlocked. You can turn that on. So I'll show you some beam shots. I'm sure you've already seen them by now in the video. I don't know where I'm going to be placing them, but there will be beam shots at some point in this video with the EDC37. Let me know what you guys think. What is your favorite Nitecore EDC series flashlight? Personally, I'm rocking the EDC29 all day until they come out with something better. I know they will. They're always one up in everything that they got, but the EDC29 is my jam over the 37, unfortunately, but I still do think it definitely deserves a spot in the mix. So let me know what you guys think. Please let me know in the comments below. If you guys have any questions, if you have not subscribed already and you feel like I've earned your subscription, please consider subscribing. Until then, we'll see you in the next one.